祖父が大事にしていたものは俺のせいでほとんど壊れました。だから残ってるもんがあれば守りたいし、それがどんなものなのかちゃんと知りたいんです。
Genkudo, a koto maker, believes that his delinquent grandson Chika would never understand the profoundness of a traditional musical instrument. In an attempt to make up for his naivety and understand the words of his late grandfather, Chika tries to join the Tokise High School Koto Club. Even though the club is in a dire need of new members, new club president Takezo Kurata is unwilling to easily accept Chika's application due to his bad reputation. Nonetheless, after seeing Chika's seriousness and enthusiasm, Takezo allows the problem child to join, along with the Koto prodigy Satowa Hozuki and 3 of Chika's energetic friends. Kono to TOMARE follows the merry band of musicians as they aspire to play at the national competition.
僕もこんな音楽がしたい。でも卒業後、僕のやってるバンドは
Dominating the world of indie music, Detroit Metal City is a popular death metal band known for its captivatingly dark and crude style. Its extravagant lead singer, Johannes Krauser II, is especially infamous as a demonic being who has risen from the fiery pits of hell itself in order to bring the world to its knees and rule over all mortals. Or at least, that's what he's publicized to be. Unbeknownst to his many worshippers, Krauser II is just the alter ego of an average college graduate named Soichi Negishi. Although he's soft-spoken, peace-loving, and would rather listen to Swedish pop all day, he must participate in the DMC's garish concerts in order to make ends meet. Detroit Metal City chronicles Negishi's hilarious misadventures as he attempts to juggle his hectic band life, a seemingly budding romance, and dealing with his incredibly obsessive and dedicated fans.
北内高校へようこそ。あ、水部だ。輝かしい皆さんの入学を祝して。ダメだこりゃ。
After swearing off music due to an incident at the middle school regional concert band competition, euphonist Kumiko Omae enters high school hoping for a fresh start. As fate would have it, she ends up being surrounded by people with an interest in the high school brass band. Kumiko finds the motivation she needs to make music once more with the help of her bandmates, some of whom are new, like novice tubist Hazuki Kato, veteran contrabassist Sapphire Kawashima, and band vice president and fellow euphonist Asuka Tanaka. Others are old friends, like Kumiko's childhood friend and hornist turned trombonist Shuichi Tsukamoto, and trumpeter and bandmate from middle school Reina Kosaka. However, in the band itself, chaos reigns supreme. Despite their intention to qualify for the national band competition, as they currently are, just competing in the local festival will be a challenge, unless the new band advisor Noburu Taki does something about it.
すごいうまい。なんだこれ。一体誰が。
Shinichi Chiaki is a first-class musician whose dream is to play among the elites in Europe. Coming from a distinguished family, he is an infamous perfectionist. Not only is he highly critical of himself, but of others as well. The only thing stopping Shinichi from leaving for Europe is his fear of flying. As a result, he's grounded in Japan. During his 4th year at Japan's top music university, Shinichi happens to meet Megumi Noda, or as she refers to herself, NODAME. On the surface, she seems to be an unkempt girl with no direction in life. However, when Shinichi hears NODAME play the piano for the first time, he is in awe of the kind of music she creates. Nevertheless, Shinichi is dismayed to discover that NODAME is his neighbor, and worse, she ends up falling head over heels in love with him.
「
14-year-old Yukio Koyuki Tanaka is a dispirited young boy with no goals in life. However, this all changes when Koyuki saves a strange-looking dog named Beck from being harassed by a group of local kids. The dog's owner, 16-year-old Ryusuke Rei Minami, is an emerging guitarist and a former member of a popular rock band. After Koyuki meets Rei again in a diner, the older boy leads him to his former band meeting place and dazzles Koyuki with his amazing guitar skills. Slowly becoming interested in the glamour of Western rock culture, Koyuki decides to start playing the guitar while helping Rei achieve his dream of leading the ultimate rock band. Together with Rei's younger sister Maho and a few other members, the two boys launch their career into the world of rock by forming a band called BECK. Introverted classical pianist and a top student Kaoru Nishimi has just arrived in Kyushu for his first year of high school. Having constantly moved from place to place since his childhood, he abandons all hope of fitting in, preparing himself for another lonely, meaningless year. That is, until he encounters the notorious delinquent Sentaro Kawabuchi. Sentaro's immeasurable love for jazz music inspires Kaoru to learn more about the very genre, and as a result he slowly starts to break out of his shell, making his very first friend. Kaoru begins playing the piano at after-school jazz sessions located in the basement of fellow student Ritsuko Mukae's family-owned record shop. As he discovers the immense joy of using his musical talents to bring enjoyment to himself and others, Kaoru's summer might just crescendo into one that he will remember forever.
1, 2, 3, 4.
A fresh high school year always means much to come, and one of those things is joining a club. Being in a dilemma about which club to join, Yui Hirasawa stumbles upon and applies for the light music club, which he misinterprets to be about playing simple instruments such as castanets. Unable to play an instrument, she decides to visit to apologize and quit. Meanwhile, the light music club faces disbandment due to lack of members. This causes the club members to offer anything from food to slacking off during club time in order to convince Yui to join. Despite their efforts, Yui insists on leaving due to her lack of musical experience. As a last resort, they play a piece for Yui, which sparks her fiery passion and finally convinces her to join the club. From then onward, it's just plain messing around with bits and pieces of practice, and the members of the light music club are ready to make their time together a delightful one.
La 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 la. 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 La 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 la.
Tightly clutching his Gibson guitar, Mafuyu Sato steps out of his dark apartment to begin another day of his high school life. While taking a nap in a quiet spot on the gymnasium staircase, he has a chance encounter with fellow student Ritsuka Uenoyama, who berates him for letting his guitar string rust and break. Noticing Uenoyama's knowledge of the instrument, Sato pleads for him to fix it and teach him how to play. Uenoyama eventually agrees and invites him to sit in on a jam session with his two bandmates, bassist Haruki Nakayama and drummer Akihiko Kaji. Sato's voice is strikingly beautiful, filling Uenoyama with the determination to make Sato the lead singer of the band. Though reticent at first, Sato takes the offer after an emotional meeting with an old friend. With the support of his new friends, Sato must now not only learn how to play guitar, but also come to terms with the mysterious circumstances that led him to be its owner.
明日からよろしくね、ナナちゃん。
Nana Komatsu is a helpless, naive 20-year-old who easily falls in love and becomes dependent and clingy to those around her. Even though she nurses ambitious dreams of removing herself from her provincial roots and finding her true calling, she ends up traveling to Tokyo with the humble reason of chasing her current boyfriend Shoji Endo. Nana Osaki, on the other hand, is a proud, enigmatic punk rock vocalist from a similarly rural background who nurtures the desire to become a professional singer. Putting her career with a fairly popular band and her passionate romance with one of its former members firmly behind her, she boards the same train to Tokyo as Nana Komatsu. Through a fateful encounter in their journey towards the metropolis, the young women with the same given name are brought together, sparking a chain of events which eventually result in them sharing an apartment. As their friendship deepens and the two attempt to support each other through thick and thin, their deeply intertwined lives fill with romance, music, challenges and heartbreaks that will ultimately test their seemingly unbreakable bond. Music accompanies the path of the human metronome, the prodigious pianist Kosei Arima. But after the passing of his mother, Saki Arima, Kosei falls into a downward spiral, rendering him unable to hear the sound of his own piano. 2 years later, Kosei still avoids the piano, leaving behind his admirers and rivals, and lives a colorless life alongside his friends Tsubaki Sawabe and Ryota Watari. However, everything changes when he meets a beautiful violinist, Kaori Miyazono, who stirs up his world and sets him on a journey to face music again. Based on the manga series of the same name, Your Lie in April approaches the story of Kosei's recovery as he discovers that music is more than playing each note perfectly, and a single melody can bring in the fresh spring air of April. Thank you for watching my video about the top 10 music anime of all time. Make sure to smash like, subscribe and hit the bell button for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.